I am Jesse Myla, and today I want to demonstrate how you can bring the power of ArcGIS into Microsoft Excel and enhance your data analysis and visualization with an inclusion of location-based insights and analysis. This is so interesting, you're gonna love it. So right now, let me show you what I'll cover in this tutorial. In this demonstration of basic GIS analysis in Microsoft Excel using ArcGIS, I want to quickly make a disclaimer on the requirements that will be needed for you to be able to do everything that I'll show you. The number one requirement is you need Microsoft 365 or other versions will not work. Number two, ArcGIS Online account is optional. You'll be able to do most of the basic analysis in Microsoft Excel only with the 365 license. For more additional functionalities, you can pay for the ArcGIS Online. So quickly, here is what I will cover in this tutorial. Number one, I will show you how to install the ArcGIS for Excel add-in. Number two, I will quickly run you through the basic overview of the user interface. Number three, I will show you how to load data on the base map. Number four, I will show you how to add data from ArcGIS Online. Number five, I will show you how to filter data from Excel and have it displayed on the base map. I'll also show you an exciting Excel table feature that automatically updates data on the map as you update your data in the Excel table. I'll also show you how to style your data with different colors for your records. I'll also show you how to label your data so that it can be user intuitive. I'll also show you how to select specific data based on location so that you can continue with your analysis with a particular location in mind. I will show you also how you can cluster your data. This is very good when you're working with a lot of data. I'll also show you how to work with labels and pop-ups. And lastly, I have an interesting bonus where I'll show you how you can improve your Microsoft Excel skills. So without further ado, let's jump in and see what we have in this video. So I have with me here Microsoft Excel open with some sales data that shows when each particular sale was made, and the attributes are product, sales rep, sales, region, and the coordinate system where the sales were made. Usually when you want to summarize this data in Excel, you would extract a pivot table from that data, and from the pivot table, as you can see here, I have a pivot table just extracting the same data. You will derive pivot charts. Ideally, when you're doing a professional dashboard, it's advisable to have all these on different sheets, but just for demonstration purposes, I've put it in one. So you have a summary of those cells summarized as follows. Cells per region, you can see for each sales rep. We also have the product per region in terms of costs, how much sales were made. We also have the count of the products, how many were sold in each particular region. Then we also have the sales rep in terms of count, how many each of them sold in each particular region in terms of total. So if you would want to drill down, you would have something like this called slices, which you can use to summarize. As you can see, the data automatically changes. So you can drill down to say, okay, in 2018, third quarter, how was the performance? I want to understand the laptops. So you find this is how much the laptops were sold in that quarter. You can even go in detail and say, okay, in August by Smith. So you can use this to drill down. Now imagine if you bring in the capabilities of ArcGIS to visualize this data on a map and extract more insight so that you can understand where you can put in your energies in order to grow your business or do your project effectively. So this is where ArcGIS for Excel plugin comes in. So to do that, you go on Insert, then you go on Get Add-ins. It will open a dialog box where you can add different add-ins. So you search for ArcGIS, plugin should come in. So you add it, accept conditions, continue, should pop up somewhere here. It's installing. It's installing. There you go. So as you can see, it has opened. As you can see, it has opened. So I have with me the data already connected because I had done it in advance to ensure that I don't take a lot of time in demonstrating. So ideally, I'll run you through on how I got here. So looking at this now, I'll run you through the basic overview of the ArcGIS for Excel. So this is the toggle for the menu, depending on visibility issues. This is for zooming in, zooming out. I love using my mouse. So with the mouse, you can zoom in, you can zoom out. This is a layers menu where you have layers and you can select each particular layer. Then you will be able to drill down in the settings and make changes. As you can see, there's styling here, there's select feature, there's clustering, pop-ups, labels. This is what we will mostly play around with. Then when you go back, so you can make all these changes for each layer, and you can put as many layers as you can. Then you can add data from Excel. You can also add data from ArcGIS. We will go through all this. Then you have the next one here, which is base map. So base map basically is the background, which you are seeing. You can change from here. You also have the search, where you can search for places or address. You also have where you can sign in ArcGIS. This is where I spoke about the ArcGIS Online, but what we're going to do, we don't need to sign in. Then you can also drag this and enlarge it for the purpose of visibility on your screen, and you can work around when you want to use together with Excel. You can bring it in like that. So I've brought it in so that I can show you how to add data from Excel and from ArcGIS Online. So if you want to add data from ArcGIS Online, as you can see, I had added this data. So you come here. As you can see, 10,000 items. These are data sets from different individuals and institutions that have been made public. If I search for Lusaka, I'll be able to see quite a number of items that have been made available by generous individuals. So as you can see, so you can select from here to enhance your analysis, or you can add your own data in your in your account and you make it free, then when you search for it here, it will pop up. Then adding from Excel, it's recommended that the data that you have should have XY coordinates. X is a longitude, Y is the latitude, and it will automatically pick. Then also it should be a table. As you can see, this is a sales table. If I go here in Excel, table design, there you go. That's the name of this table. It's a sales table. So I'm not going to add in this case because it has already been added. So now I'll show you how the filtering of the data. So I want you to pay attention to the data here so that you can see what I'm talking about. So let's say I want to filter on a particular date, 2018. So I don't want 2017, 2018, in January, these 2 days, 1st and 2nd. So as you can see, those are the cells that were saved on that day. If you can see here, the data has been filtered. So those are the cells that were sold on that day. So let's say I want February, the whole of February. That is the whole of February. So you can play around here. Any filtering changes you make will show up on this side. If you want to see for North, this is how much North sold for that entire 2 years period. So you can play around and visualize your data. It's just exciting how you'll be able to see and add more insights to your analysis. I spoke about the Excel table feature, which is exactly this. As you can see, this is not a range, it's a table. The advantage of it is as you add new data, as you receive new data, as you add here, it will automatically be added to the table and it will show up here. That is the advantage that we have in Excel. Quite interesting. So I'll show you how to now style your data, how I came about with these colors that you are seeing. I labeled these based on regions, which is this column here, this column here. So I labeled based on this. So you can label according to your desired interest. So I'm going to enlarge this so that it's easy now to work and for you to be able to see. So when I come here, I initially added this, so I think I'll just delete it. It's telling me I don't have access because it wants me to sign in. So I'll just remove it. I can add, but because of time, I'll just proceed and show you what you can do. So when I select this and come here, now I can make changes to the layer which is coming from the Excel table. And as you can see here, it's telling me that's the one which is active. If I had many layers, all of them would show up here and I can select which layer I want to make changes to. So in this case, I only have one, and this is styling. As you can see, I made this color based on region. If I want, I can change it to sales rep and it will change. Yes, it will change. So let me bring it back to region. As you can see, the colors have changed. So I brought it back to region. And what I used here is this feature here, unique symbols. So if I go there, many things that I can change. I can change the symbology. which is basically how they are appearing. I can change the color, I can change the shape of the circles, the color ramps, on how the colors are appearing. As you can see, this color, south, northwest, east, west. Transparency. So many things that you can change. So I will go back here. If I want to use heat map helps with understanding the concentration of your data. It's similar to clustering. In this case, you are able to tell based on the colors that there is more data here, there is more data here, and as it fades out, there is less data. And if you want to change the type of colors that you see, you change from here. I also have a single color. You can also change the settings here, symbology, transparency. So many things that you can change. So let me go back to the initial setup which I had used. That was region. So this is for styling, and this tutorial is basically to show you what is possible within Excel and not necessarily to show you how to do it, so that I can make it very, very short. So also have the select feature here, and you have these select options available. Rectangle select, you use a rectangle. Circle select, you use a circle. Polygon select, you draw a polygon. This is my favorite because you have freehand select, you have pan, and you have the clear selection. So let me bring this back so that you can see what will happen to this data in this table as I do the selection. So like I earlier mentioned, I think my favorite is polygon. So I'll use polygon. Why? Because I'm able to determine the area where I want to select. So I can go like that and do my polygon. So when I double click, the selection will be done. And as you can see, 128 records have been selected. So if I check this side and go down, it's still showing me here. Why? Because I didn't click the filter select. So if I filter select here, what happens is that here I would have selected these records, 128. Quite interesting, quite interesting, quite interesting. More interesting is that I can export this same record, like the way you would copy here and paste to create a new sheet. I can export here, and I'll have a new sheet which I can rename new data, which I can rename, and I can make changes to this data according to my area of interest in analyzing the data. Quite interesting, quite interesting. I can clear the selection from there, and I'll have all the data back. I'll have all the data back. So many options select that are available. There is a polygon. I did the polygon. There's a rectangle here. So if I do that, as you can see, that is the rectangle select feature, and selected 15 of them. So quite interesting, quite interesting. Then you have clustering. So if I enable the clustering there,
Quite interesting. So as you can see, this is what clustering does. So it's quite useful when you're working with a lot of data. So you can tell how the data has been summarized. Here it's 2000, 2.3 thousand. Here they are 7. Here they are 349. So for example, here where there are 7, let me zoom in so that you see. So as you zoom in, they'll spread like that. So here there are 3. As I zoom in, so 1 is there, the 2 are here. So this is clustering, which depending on how you're working with the data would be helpful to you. Then labels, as you can see, let me just turn off the clustering. Turn off the clustering so that it goes back. So when I come on pop-ups, as you can see here, the target field means from that table I showed you, on each item, what do you want it to be identified with? So you choose the column you want to use to identify here. So if I want, I can go with the date, and these will change because initially I had used the product. So if I go with the date, they will all change to reflect the date for each of those records. Then for here, you get to select, if you click on each item, what information do you want to be given in order to get more insights about it. Visualization, basically. So if I come and click, as you can see, this information here has been necessitated by this functionality, by this functionality. If I change this to sales rep, as you can see, the name has changed here. So this is for the target field. For these labels, will come next to here. I'll show you how that also changes. So this is basically for the pop-ups. If you come here and you click like that, you get to read the information, and what you are reading is highlighted. That is basically about the pop-ups. So now we go to labels. So for the labels now, this is where if I change to, let's say, sales rep, all the information are labeled by sales rep. If I say, let me change to sales, so that is how much each of that. If I say, let me change to region, so this is Northwest region. As you can see, Northwest. This should be West, this should be South, this should be East. Yeah, for each and everyone. And down here, you can change the font, how it appears, the colors, so many changes that you can do for yourself. So that is for the labels. So like I earlier mentioned, this tutorial is about showing you what is possible within Excel when you bring ArcGIS functionalities in Excel in order to analyze and get insight from your data. So I will end my tutorial here. Thank you so much.
Finally, the bonus that I promised you is here. As you can see on the screen, I have a very wonderful package specially designed for you. This package is meant to improve your professional skills for Microsoft Excel and also for GIS if your work is GIS related. In both packages, I have business and professional. Business has got level 1 and level 2. Professional has got level 1, 2, and 3. For business, you only pay 500 because level 1 is free. For professional, you only pay 990 kwacha because you're only paying for level 2 and level 3. Business will put you in a position where you will be able to do all your assignments or tasks either in your business or career. And professional will put you in a position where you will be able to automate all your processes and thereby enhancing your profession and your career. If you are interested, do not hesitate to reach out to me. And also, if you know someone who is interested, do not hesitate to forward this video to them so that they can know what is available, because I intend to give you an individual attention to help you from whatever level you are, whether beginner, intermediate to a professional level, where you'll be so proud and confident of yourself when it comes to attending to your assignments and your skills. So it is my pleasure and honor to be of help to you or to someone whom you will be able to recommend this video to. So thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Thank you so much.